Friends, today is the second installment of This Week in 1990, and we will be covering June 7th through June 13th. On June 7th, I have my court date for the car crash. My dad makes me wear a nice dress, and I say that I look like Holly Hobbie. We drive to Ottawa, where the crash took place, and the plan is for me to plead not guilty on both counts, show my insurance card, and then the case will be dismissed because there are no witnesses. However, we were not aware that there was a form to be filled out if you actually wanted a trial, and we hadn't done that form, so we end up being the last case of the day called, and I get the insurance count dismissed because I had insurance. I get a $50 fine and supervision. I have a short chuckle over the fact that there was a guy at court named James Taylor. I go swimming at Nadia's and then go up to West Side Story rehearsal that night to visit my friends. Afterwards, we get Slurpees and we hang out at this kid Gus's house, and I note that there is a hot boy, we'll call him Michael, and Molly hits on him, and I'm annoyed. On June 8th, Molly picks me up and we take her dog to the vet. This is not the dog that we took to have sex the other day. This is a Doberman named Tori. Afterwards, we pick up Wendy and go to the thrift store, but Molly didn't tell us that she had to be home at a certain time, and we only get to shop for 15 minutes, and I am annoyed. That night, I work at Denny's, and it is either too slow or too busy, and I have to stay an extra hour, and even then, they are still pissed when I say I won't pick up any more tables. I talked to Dean from 12:15 until 1, because he's leaving for California the following day on a trip. Then my brother Mark and I watch Do the Right Thing, which I call poignant. On June 9th, I go to garage sales with my mom and Aunt Elaine, and I buy books. That night I work, it sucks, I make $37. This from the entry. I answer the phone at work one time. Denny's Oak Lawn, may I help you? And the caller says, Shane, what's up, girl? It was my brother Mark. He was so funny. He asked me to pick him up at Jake's at 11:50. I say that I heard the song Love Song by The Cure, and it reminded me of Dean. He said he'd send me a postcard from California. Today, I missed Annabelle's graduation party. I had to work, and it was at her parents' lake house up in Wisconsin. On June 10th, I go to church with my mom and brothers, and my Aunt Nadia is inducted as the school board president. I go over to my Aunt Elaine's to pick up a poem that I want to make a copy of for Annabelle, but Elaine isn't home, and I can't find the poem. I run Mark to his game, then I go back to Aunt Elaine's, find the poem, go to the drugstore to make a copy of it, as well as copies of my graduation party invitations. I drop the poem at Annabelle's and go to Denny's. This from the entry. I worked 3 to 9. It was an eventful night. I was carrying a tray with 2 empty soup sets and slipped and fell without dropping the tray. Corey was rolling. So was Diane, a manager who is the coolest of them all. I was kneeling with a tray of ketchup and suddenly they all slipped. 2 broke. Most of the mess got wiped up, but Shar slipped in it and fell. We were all laughing so hard. I leave at 9 and go to my friend Lynette's graduation party. There, I meet a boy, whom we will call Bobby, and we hit it off. I report that we spent a lot of time laying in a hammock together, but we did not kiss. I have hope that he'll call me, even though I did not give him my number. On June 11th, I report that not having to work that day is heavenly. I wear my bikini to help Mom do yard work and get some color. I go up to watch rehearsal for West Side Story and report that it appears that the Summer Theater clique has formed, which includes me, even though I'm not in the show. I write, it seems as though the Summer Theater clique has formed. It is me, Molly, Wendy, Cody Johnson, Gus, Michael, holy toast, and Murph. We all went to Gus's after rehearsal. He has a screened-in porch on the back of his garage, the party porch. We had a lot of fun. Finn was also there. I predict that Dean's postcard from California will say something big. Derek came up to rehearsal, and Annabelle liked her poem. A bunch of us are going to go to the beach tomorrow. On June 12th, a part of the new clique goes to the beach. It is not crowded, the water is cold, and I fail to sunblock evenly. However, I had the best time I've had in a long time. I join Wendy on her job search at Evergreen Plaza. I work 5 to 11, $30, hooray, and Derek and Annabelle came in to visit me that night. June 13th is inexplicably written on this piece of paper from the Marriott Lincolnshire Resort, and it begins like this. I got up, by force, at 9. I took Andy to the mall at 11:30. We didn't get home until nearly 2. We had a great time. We got Burger King for lunch, and we were eating near these 2 older ladies. We were joking and laughing, and the one lady said to me, we were just saying that he has a wonderful mother. Stunned, I said, thanks. They said, he looks so happy and he is smiling. You're a great mom. I rolled. I go swimming at Nadia's that afternoon, and then I bring Andy to West Side Story rehearsal that night. After rehearsal, we go to the party porch. Andy does not come. The boy from the hammock at Lynette's party, Bobby, calls me and asks me out for tomorrow. I say yes. I'll see you with a couple updates later this week. Take care.